When a commercial airliner crashes, independent investigators arrive to document every fractured panel and charred wire. Their primary target is the flight recorder. It captures thousands of data points and cockpit conversations, acting as an unbiased witness to the exact sequence of the failure. Investigators use this data to isolate specific mechanical or human flaws. They strip away the personal shame and publish the findings so that every airline in the world can study the mistake. This relentless public interrogation of failure is why aviation evolved into the safest form of transportation in human history. In contrast, sectors like healthcare and the criminal justice system are often defined by high rates of preventable fatalities and destroyed lives. These fields often operate as closed-loop systems, institutional architectures designed to hide mistakes rather than analyze them. Take the case of Juan Rivera, a man who spent 13 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. Even after definitive DNA evidence proved Rivera's innocence, the system resisted. Prosecutors fought for years to maintain the original conviction. The data was actively ignored to protect the perceived infallibility of the police and the legal process. When an institution values its ego more than objective truth, the evidence that could drive reform is intentionally buried. This resistance to truth stems from cognitive dissonance, the profound mental friction that occurs when objective evidence of a failure threatens a professional's identity. Imagine our self-image as a rigid core. When the reality of a mistake hits this core, the pressure is physically and mentally uncomfortable. To relieve that pressure, the brain filters or distorts the new evidence, forcing it to bend until it fits the existing narrative. Data suppression serves as a deeply rooted ego defense, an involuntary biological reaction rather than a malicious choice. This defense mechanism leads to fuzzy hindsight, where experts unconsciously rewrite their own memories of an event to lessen their culpability. They attribute the error to external circumstances, unpredictable variables, or other people to justify the outcome. The more authority and expertise an individual has, the more aggressively their brain may erase evidence of their own mistakes to protect their status. When individual ego defenses scale up to an entire institution, it creates a toxic blame culture. If admitting a mistake leads to professional ruin, critical reporting goes underground. The individuals who spot systemic flaws stay silent to protect their careers. This widespread airbrushing of mistakes ensures that the exact same systemic errors will repeat indefinitely. A system terrified of blame locks itself into a fixed mindset, leaving it biologically and structurally incapable of evolution. Forcing the loop open requires decoupling failure from personal shame and punishment. We see this mastered in Formula One. Engineers analyze 18,000 channels of data to interrogate failures in real time, focusing on technical optimization over individual blame. These systems rely on psychological safety, where the lowest-ranking member can challenge the leader without fear. This chart illustrates the power of marginal gains, the process of isolating tiny failures and improving them by just 1%. When these micro-improvements are applied systematically, they compound, transforming the trajectory of the entire institution. Innovation happens when the institutional pecking order is dismantled, allowing raw, uncomfortable data to flow freely. If applied to justice and healthcare, the objective data can no longer be ignored. Improving the way we handle failure is the first step toward addressing systemic flaws. Until a wrongful conviction is treated with the same investigative rigor as a plane crash, the cycle of denial remains unbroken. Progress requires moving past the illusion of institutional perfection and committing to the active, painful interrogation of where we go wrong. The strength of a society isn't found in its ability to hide its mistakes, but in the intellectual courage required for prying them open. We only begin to adapt when we stop airbrushing the record and finally face the truths hidden inside the black box.